Hello, everyone. Welcome. I am Linda Israel, and thank you so very much for coming to my live stream here on YouTube. I greatly appreciate your support and for taking the time to come here and hang out. There are a few things that I want to go over before the actual live started, so this is a recording. First of all, I want to make sure that you like this video and subscribe, so give it a thumbs up. I greatly appreciate that. When you subscribe, make sure you hit that notification bell up in the corner. That way you'll get a notification whenever I upload a video. I have a broadcast post or even a live stream. If you're watching this video as a replay and you're on a computer, look for the little gear at the bottom. You can change the speed to speed it up. Or if you're on a mobile device, look for the little three dots and usually you can change the playback speed there. My live streams generally last about 2 hours. They can go as long as 3 hours. It kind of depends on what we're working on that day and how the feedback is in the chat. While you're watching, you earn junk bucks. So if you are here, in order to get those junk bucks accumulating, go ahead and type hello in the chat and my little bot, Junkie Joe, will see you and then you'll start accruing junk bucks. And you're wondering, well, what do I do with those junk bucks? Well, you can accumulate those, and once you have 2,000 of them, you can type !award and you can redeem them for a $10 off coupon to my shop. You can earn junk bucks while you're here and when you are chatting, as well as when you play the in-chat game. So look for those as they come up, and if you make a donation. For those of you that make a donation during my live stream, make sure that you go over to my website at lindaisrael.com, and if you haven't already done so, create a user account. When you make a donation during my live stream, basically you're buying a membership to my website and to the live stream. In my opinion, what we're doing is you're accumulating that money in my account. Thank you for that donation. And as a reward, you will get 5% off your orders at lindaisrael.com. And during the live stream, if I have a journal that I'm giving away at the very end, you are eligible to win that journal. Anybody that makes a donation gets into that drawing by manually typing in the raffle at the end, but then you also get the discount membership on my website. Thank you to Robin, who is my administrator during the live stream. She helps me out with answering questions as well as giving information. She is also my administrator over at the Friendly Junk Journal People Facebook group. If you haven't joined that group, please do. We'd love to have you over there. You're welcome to share what you're working on. Speaking of sharing, during the live today, you can speak up in the chat and say, hey, I have a YouTube channel. You will not be able to share your link to your channel, but you can at least say, hey, my name is, and this is what I do. And then your friends that come into the chat can follow each other. Let's keep the chat upbeat, friendly, and helpful. If you will be kind to those that are here. If you have a question, put it in all caps and I'll do my best to answer those. The chat sometimes goes pretty fast, so I don't always see it, so do ask again. And at the same time, if you're in the chat and you know the answer to somebody's question, please speak up and give them the answer. Check the description box for links to products that I share today. Yes, I am an Amazon affiliate, which means I do get a commission on items that you purchase through my link. If you're going to buy something anyway, I greatly appreciate it. It does not cost you any extra. It just gives me a little bit of a commission, which helps me buy products to show you here. If you win one of the raffles, you can start right now by typing !raffle. Do make sure that you go over to my website, and if you haven't already, created a user account. That way I will have your contact information so I can send you your prize. I am starting a raffle right now that is for 200 junk bucks, so you can get well on your way to accumulating your junk bucks. Let's have some fun today and let's get started. Thanks everybody for being here. Hello, everyone. Welcome. I am Linda Israel, and thank you so very much for coming to my live stream here on YouTube. I greatly appreciate your support and for taking the time to come here and hang out. There are a few things that I want to go over before the actual live started, so this is a recording. First of all, I want to make sure that you like this video and subscribe, so give it a thumbs up. I greatly maybe this. You can hear! Yay! We got it! No, I'm still not picking up. See, Naomi says new sound. Now sound is gone. Okay. All right. Why did it go away? Okay. But not you live. Okay. Settings. Audio. Audio. Audio input should be this. System sound. Now I'm back. Okay. So I'm going to talk for a moment to make sure that this is working. We can hear you now. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Woo! Hello! Happy Monday! I got it. I got it. Thank you, Naomi. Smack my hands. I hope everybody has had a great week. Apparently, there's been some excitement here with my computer. I don't know what's going on, but it likes to make its own mind up every once in a while. As I was saying earlier that you couldn't hear, I have been working in our yard. I've been working in my craft room. And part of the thing that I've been working in my craft room is there's a cabinet that's in front of me, and Angela and Robin have seen it. I have finally updated, and all of these drawers that I have behind me, now I have those on the front side. Those are completed. I haven't finished deciding what's going to go in those, but I have made all the drawers, and a few of them have things in it, but not all of it. So while I was cleaning, I happened to come across a package of these grocery sacks. They're not small like a lunch sack. They're a little bit bigger. So this is almost 15 1/4 inches tall, and it is about 8 1/4 inch wide. Oh my goodness, Naomi, you have? Well, I hope that's good news. So anyhow, I saw these. I used to make gift bags and sell them, and I think it's been a long time since I've done it. So I think these were the ones that I would add handles to at the top. And then I was looking at them. I thought, why can't I make a journal out of these? And the concept is you just take this and fold it in half. So I'm just trying to get it to fold in half. And then this would be the spine, and then you would have this part, and it would make a natural pocket here. And you can also choose to cut this and have a pocket that's part of the bottom of the sack or this side of the sack. And you can also glue this down on the sides and have a pocket there. You could turn this back this way and make a pocket here. So I thought we would kind of spend some time figuring out what I could do with this. I happened to find these digitals. They're from Calico Collage. We had this one, and I had this one, and then this is cardstock. So my thought was, if I could I got some gel prints, and I also have some copy weight paper, and make, I think, this part, let me get the piece of paper. If I were to cut this, I think that would be a pretty cover piece that I could put on the front of the journal. And then I would use all these pieces to decorate the different pieces of the bags. So we got one going that way, one going this way, one going that way. So we alternate them. But I also thought, what if I put a few pieces of paper in there? I mean, yes, it is going to make it a little bit chunky. So I got out all these papers here. I'm going to get a stack of them. So I got some text weight paper that I thought we could make into pages. Hercules, what you doing? Hi, buddy. Hi. Hercules just got up. Come here. You want to say hello? Say hello. Say hello. He says right here. Say hello. No. He says, no, don't touch my face. Don't touch my feet. Don't touch me. All right, go get in your bed. All right, I'll put your blankie back up there. All right. You lay down, okay? He slept through the night last night. We made a change into where his bed is at night, and he slept all night long, thankfully. You don't really get bags here? Are flat? Gotcha. Hey, Margie is here. She computer problems are no fun, right? So I thought, well, maybe I could make pages out of those because it kind of has this fun coloring, I guess. So my thought was, let's do those first. I've got 2 pieces of copy paper, and my thought was I would glue them here in the middle, and then I would fold it and end up cutting or scoring and making the pages fit the inside of the journal page. The journals, what is this? The bag. So I've got 2 pieces of copy paper here, and I'll get my bone folder. I just saw it, and smooth that out. Okay, and clean up the excess glue. And I'm going to set that aside to dry. And I'm going to do that to a couple more pages. That way they're drying before I fold them. Yeah, Amazon might have them. Yeah, these were bags that maybe, I don't know if y'all have it where you live. We call them a liquor store. Some people call them a package store. And they always had paper sacks because you were not supposed to carry around your booze without a sack. It was part of the being discreet with your package. And that's a place that you might get some of those sacks. We have grocery supply stores, and I was able to go to one many years ago and buy them. Of course, I bought, I think it was several hundred that came in the package. They had a minimum purchase I could make. I think I had to spend $100, and I bought different sizes of sacks when I went in there. And these were some of them, and apparently I still had them. You love adding paper bags. They got that a different sound, don't they? Yeah. All right, I got one more. I was trying to figure out a way to use up some of the supplies that I have here rather quickly. And I thought, well, maybe this would be easy for y'all to do as well. For my local peeps, if you want some of these sacks, let me know, and I will put some together for you. All right, so I'm going to go back to the first one. It's not completely dry yet, but it's pretty close. So I'm going to take this paper, and fold it directly in half as best I can. Okay. So now if I get my paper sack, I'll just grab one of them and we compare it. It is a little bit taller. Can you see? It's a little bit taller and of course a little bit wider. So I think what I want to do is trim off one edge to make it fit within the paper sack, because if I don't, then it'll have a tendency to crinkle up that edge. So I'm thinking, let's go about half an inch shorter than what it is. So that would put it at 8 inches. So I'm just going to line that up and cut it. All right, so now, in theory, this should be not as tall as the paper sack, and it isn't. So now what I'm going to do is look at this, and I think I want to fold these over. So I'm just going to grab the edge and fold that in. I may fold this one back the other direction so that when you put it in here and you come to this page, you'll have a flip out, and then you can flip this page over, and then you flip this page over, and it has a flip out. Does that make sense? No booze here, just paper sacks. Liquor store with our hand around the top of the bottle of uncovered wine. That's funny because, I mean, it depends on where you live in the United States. There are what we consider dry counties in areas, which means that particular county in that state doesn't sell alcohol. If you want it, you have to go over to the next county. Well, because you lived in a dry county, if you bring alcohol into it, you kind of need to hide it. So that's why they had the paper sacks. See you later, Julie. All right, so I'm going to do the next one the same way. And then we can decide on how I want to decorate the paper sack portions. I've got some gel prints out that I thought might work for adding color to our paper sacks. Another thing that could be done is mixed media. I was trying not to get too messy today. I could do mixed media, but I thought this would be pretty easy. All right, I am going to throw these strips away. I'm going to do it. I did it. It's done. All right, so now I'm going to do the same thing where I kind of line that up with the edge, and then I'm just going to fold this over. So not necessarily precise measuring, just trying to make do. All right, so now we've got another page. And let's do the other two. I think I might do 4 folded pages like this. And then I have more, but I have at least 4 paper sacks that I thought we could use. Maybe more. Come on now. I could have scored it, but that just takes more effort. We're trying to do this the quick, easy way, right? All right, turn that. Then using this as my guide, line it up with the spine, and then fold this over. We want to have lots of writing space, right? Yay to throwing away scraps! That's not usually my MO, you know. I just dug through a box that says small scraps. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I've saved all these. But I've used them. They come in handy. All right, let's trim this one. I don't think I need this for a moment, so let's put it over here. And let's do this one. Okay, line it up with the spine again. And then just kind of fold that in. I may need to go a little bit more on that one. Okay. Hey, Beth. Hello. Welcome. Hey, Bonnie. Call me Glitter. And Julie just left. She had to go. Robin's here. Naomi's here. All right. So now we've got 4 inner pages so far. So my thought was we'll kind of alternate these. If I were to do a page and then a paper sack and a page, maybe I could do 2 pages. That may be what I do. Yeah, let's do that because I've got 4. So let's put, let's put the yellow with this blue. It's got a mind of its own. And then with the orange, let's put this blue. All right, so do I want this to be my very front or do I want this? I think I want this one to be my front. So right now, since I don't really necessarily have what's the top or the bottom, I'm going to make one. So this piece I thought would fit on the front. And I want to save part of this so that I can glue it to another portion of the journal pages, if that makes sense. So I'm going to take this piece and I think let's measure, all right, 5.5, because this is normally an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, would be right there. And that gets it where it's not cutting off any of the image. So let's cut that. And then I want this to be, I believe, 8 inches tall, because I made one earlier. And I think that's how tall that one is. Yeah. All right, so I want to trim off some of this. So I'm going to trim it from the top. So I'm going to take 8 inches off. We got a little scrap. I'm going to throw that away. I'm doing it. I'm throwing it away. So then this piece I thought could fit on the front of our journal. And then I will find some more papers to put here and on the back. Does that make sense? Okay. Nobody wants to buy it. Everybody's doing other things. All right, so then we got this piece. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it down to 8 inches because then I know it will fit. I'm going to lay that there. And then I've got this piece. I'm going to cut it a little different because I want more of that lighthouse to show up on that side. And I don't want necessarily to cut up the pineapple. So we're going to go here. And I'm going to cut this at 8 inches because I didn't want to cut off the bottom. So I've got that piece. And this one, I'm going to cut at 8 inches. Let's see if that cuts it off. Okay, let's do this. We're going to slide it down just a little bit and cut it. And then I'm going to turn it around and cut the bottom. It wasn't much. It's just a very small sliver, but that gets it to fit on my page. All right, so now I have, ooh, that would be pretty, wouldn't it? I've got these were gel prints where I just did an ombre effect on my gel plate. This one is a bubble wrap. Here's another that was just picking up what was left on my gel plate. I've got some more here in blues. That's where I was cleaning off my brayer. This is where I did some gel printing with leaves. And here's another one with leaves. And then this is just a gel print I did on a book page a while back. So, thinking of that, I'll set this over here for a moment. Now, do we need a border? Because I think if I put that directly down, and if, for example, I were to put this piece here, butt up to this one, and then this wrapped around to the back, that would actually work. So I'm going to trim this to be 8 inches, so half an inch is being trimmed off. And then I'm going to unconnect this piece for a moment. So if I lay that down there, and then I have this piece, but I want it to kind of go under just a smidge, so it goes all the way from edge to edge. I'm going to turn this over for a second. Okay, so I'm going to get my pen, and I'm going to mark this. I think what I want to do is to cut it right about there. Where's the lid? Okay. So I'm going to trim this one off. And then this is going to go here and cover the paper sack. What do you think? Isn't that bright and colorful and fun? Summery is what I was thinking. All right, I'm going to add some Distress inks, and then let's glue this first portion together. Now, do I want to make a pocket as part of the cover? Another thing is I may want to put a way to close this journal. I found it's a old Seven Gypsies. I think they called it a book bra. Book bra, yeah, that is what they called it. So I want to see if that will fit my journal. And if it will, we'll just use this. If it won't, then I may want to change it up a little bit and use some fabric. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to fold this over. So this, the idea of this is this goes on here, and then there's hooks like a bra, and you can hook that closed right there. And it says Seven Gypsies book bra. You know, I think I'm going to use that. I think that's kind of cute. And it kind of covers up what's happening, but we can pull it off. That's kind of cute. I could attach it. I don't think I want to do that though, because then it'll be covered up. Yeah, we're just going to leave it loose. Okay. I have a plan. Franken paper is where you take pieces of paper and glue them down. Let me show you one. So I have a base piece of paper here. The way that, I forgot her name, Nick the Booksmith does it, is she glues her edges together. So she would put glue right here and then glue that down. And then she would take another piece of paper and glue that down. And it ends up making a bigger page. The way I do it is I get a base paper. It could be a piece of junk mail. It could be a piece of copy paper, whatever you want, book page. And then what I do is I start laying down pieces of paper, one on top of the other, and then this becomes a new piece of paper. So you're creating a new piece of paper. Does that make sense? I hope that helps. I do have some videos if you want to see how that's done. All right, so we've got this page. And I think what I want to do is I want to close this. So problem is I think that won't work. I think if you try to put a journal card in here, you need a really shallow card. So if you have a card that goes in here and you're in the spine, I guess you could get it out. You could just bend the page back. Trying to find a bigger piece. Here's one. So if I were to put that there, and then when I go to take it out of my journal, so this is the spine, okay, and that's glued down, then you can pull that out. Does that make sense? So I'm going to glue this down right here. Add a little glue on the sides. Set this aside for a moment. Yeah, okay, so that's another way. Bonnie says master boards have a base, Franken paper doesn't. That's why I said that she just usually just glues the edges together, kind of like the way that I glued the copy paper edge to edge, and then you just keep gluing it that way. So this can be a master board, but I kind of call it a Franken page because what I'm doing is using this as a whole page, not necessarily to cut up. Okay, so we have this piece and this piece. This is a card. All right, I think what I want to do is I want to cut this opening so that if I wanted to, I could put a journal card in this big pocket. So I'm just going to grab my... Oh, cool! Good, Beth. I hope you have fun. You know, and there's no wrong way to do it. Just get out your supplies and play. All right, so let's see if I got that cut. I did. So we've got a pocket here. And I think I'm just going to glue this piece closed right there so that it doesn't get hung up. So this is the bottom of the sack, and there's a little flap right here. I'm going to glue that shut. And I'm going to glue this piece down. And I'll go right here. And we're going to glue right here. So we open this up, and we've got a pocket here that we can use. Now, what you can also do is you can completely glue this portion shut if you want, so that you don't hang up on things. I think I'm going to try to leave it and see what happens. Hopefully it'll work for me. All right, open this out. This piece is going to go there. This piece is going to go here. So I'm just kind of lining it up with my page book. Okay, trying to get it within the space. And I don't think I got all my distress inks on here. And this is the wrong image. That's why. I was like, that doesn't look right. Had some here. Hey, how are you? So glad to see you here, Rhonda. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay. So I'm going to glue this piece down, and then I'll glue this over, and that'll be the front cover of our paper sack journal. I'm just using Aleene's tacky glue. I do add a little bit of water to mine so that it flows a little more smoothly. Okay, where did my bone folder just go? Seriously? I just had it. Well, okay. It's the first casualty of today's live stream, the bone folder that went missing. That's usually what happens. I come in just a smidge. Try to get it as straight as possible on here. I know I have another one. Let's see if I can find it. There's one. Of course, at the end of the live stream, I'll find it because it'll be laying here on the desk. That's usually how it goes. Oh, there it is. I just found it. Put this ruler away. Okay, I don't need that. So now we got this piece that'll go on here. Nana, hello. How are you, Sheila? I understand. Sometimes you can't do everything at once. You just kind of have to listen and watch when you can. So thank you for showing up and hanging out. All right, so we're going to put this piece here close to the edge. Smooth that out. Okay, I like that because then that gives us a nice pretty back on here. So now we've got this part. There's a pocket here, and then this piece is open. So I cut this blue piece earlier, and I think that fits relatively well on there. So I'm going to get the distress inks, and let's add some distressing to the edges. And then we'll find a different mixed media gel print. Oh, thank you so much, Beth. I appreciate it. Thank my hairstylist. 4 more days to go. You're going to be busy, busy, busy. Okay, so now I want this piece to go here. I have this gel print. That might look neat on that page. I'm looking. Do I want one differently? I think I want the yellow there. No, yeah, I'll save the orange. We'll do that on a different one. Okay, I think this is what I want. So I'm going to trim this to be 8 inches tall. So we're going to trim off part of this gel print. And then I'm going to see if I put this here, do I want to go right to the edge? I could just go right up against that, kind of under it. So I'm going to get my pen again and mark this to be just inside and cut this piece off. I could fold it to the inside. Maybe that's what I'll do this time. Let's see. Let's see if I like that look. I'm going to score it. I did stop putting purple in it. I did put purple in my hair for a long while. And my hairstylist, she decided to be a stay-at-home mom. And so I went to a different hairstylist. And she's like, do you still want to do these colors? And she didn't act like she was real excited about it. I said, no, we don't have to do them. So I stopped doing them because of her. Okay, do I want to do that? And then there'll be a gap here where this opening is. And then when you open the pocket, you kind of see that in there. What do you think? I think that might work. I'm going to glue this one down. So if you like a thicker journal page, this is great because the paper sack is pretty thick and will make nice sturdy pages. And you can write here, or you can put something in the pocket. You like the gap? Okay. The dogs are good. Both Hercules and Oreo will be 16 if they survive this year, which is old for both of them. Oreo is getting weaker and it's harder for him to stand up. So he's not been very active lately. It's kind of sad, but you know, we do what we can. Hercules, he was having a problem where he wasn't waking us up to get off the bed when he was sleeping with us. And then he decided 4 nights in a row that he slept with us to potty on the bed. And so we ended up putting him on a portable bed on the floor, or in the living room actually. And then he went through this phase where he wouldn't sleep through the night. He would start barking. So last night we decided to try and put his dog bed right next to my side of the bed on the floor. And believe it or not, he slept all night. He stayed in his bed all night. So we're going to try it again tonight and see if that is better. Trips. We did go on a cruise in January, and then we went again in March, and we have one planned for August, which is my birthday. And then the last one for this year is in November on a new cruise ship we've never been on. Okay, I think I like that. So we've decorated both sides with something. And when we fold this back over, should already have kind of a crease there. So we got this little pocket here, and then there is a pocket there. I didn't put anything over on this one, but I think it'll be fine. Okay, so I'm going to today basically just work on the, I don't know who's calling me. Sorry, y'all. I meant to put that on silent, and I forgot. Usually if I have my earbuds in, the phone call doesn't come all the way through. Okay, so I got that page. So the idea is when you open that up, you'll have this one, and then you have this one. So now we've got this page. So I'm going to slide that one out. And let's decorate this page. So I have another gel print here. And I thought that might look good there if it went across, and then this one could go here, so it kind of fades. I know it's going to be on two different pages, but I think that would look good together. All right, now I'm going to put my phone on Do Not Disturb. Okay, now it won't. So again, I'm going to trim this to be 8 inches tall, just because that's what fits my bag. And then this is going to go here, like that. So let's add some distressings to this piece. So how's everybody else doing? I've been just talking away, working on this. Like I said earlier, I've been doing some gardening. I need to post the pictures. Henry helped me with moving around some pavers that I didn't like the way they were set up. They were put in that place kind of in a rush just to get it done, and now I've got them set a whole lot better. We've planted some watermelon and cantaloupe, tomato, and zucchini squash and yellowneck squash. I have quite a few out there growing. Okay. I'm not going to cut any of this off. I'm going to go right to the edge. Maybe I'll leave a little gap. Yeah, we'll leave a little gap there. And then, like I said, I've been working in my craft room. I have a cabinet that's just in front of me. When I'm looking this way, the axis is around, so I have to get up and walk around to it. But it's a cabinet that's a mail sorting cabinet that was used when I worked at Oklahoma Farm Bureau Mutual Insurance Company. And they ended up getting new sorting bins to put everything in, and so they were going to throw this away. It was funny because it stayed in the hallway of the basement for like a month or so, and I went and asked, I said, what are y'all going to do with it? Are y'all going to, sell it or tear it up, throw it away? And they said, if you want it, you can have it. So I backed up my pickup truck, because I was driving a truck then, and we put it in the back of the truck, and I brought it home. Said, look what I brought, honey. He was not real excited about helping me. You're so tired. I understand being tired. That was me yesterday. Your daughter visiting. Oh, yay! Well, happy birthday and Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to everybody. I hope you had a lovely day. I'm glad your daughter's here. That's wonderful. I'm putting a little bit of the 3-in-1 glue where it's going to touch the gel print so that I know it will stick. We've been enjoying the outside. The weather's been so pretty. We sat outside, when was it? Saturday night? Yes, Saturday night. Saturday night, we stayed outside till midnight. We would look up things on our, Henry had his computer and I had my iPad, and we would look up stuff, and then we would talk for a little while. We'd listen to some music, and we were making sure we got our steps. My goal is to, hey, Beth, see you next time, is to walk at least 2,000 or 10,000 steps a day. And I'll get up every so often and walk around my yard so that I can reach that goal. I don't know if this will fit. Oh, it does. So this is a gel print that I did at a workshop to learn about gel printing, and it's on really nice copy paper. I went ahead and I just kind of folded the edges in, thinking that it would make a neat pocket on the page. Should we make it a pocket that opens? I guess since this is a pocket here, why don't we make it a pocket at the top? And I'll put it right in the middle of this page. And since we did the oranges on the other side, I've got this gel print that we could put over here. And we're not done yet. We can add some more stuff on top of that. You've been doing 10,000 steps. It's not been good. Well, I get it. 10,000 steps is a lot. That's 5 miles. I did make some more. All the chocolate is gone. We just have marshmallows left. And thank you for that. Angela and her husband came over several weeks ago now, and we had some more, and she left the leftovers with me since they don't build a fire at home outside. And I've been munching on the chocolate and graham crackers and marshmallows is what we use for s'mores. All right, I'm going to put this kind of in the center of that page. I didn't cut this to make a pocket. What are your thoughts on that? Should we cut this to make another pocket? I'm going to trim this piece to fit. So I'm going to cut that down 1/2 inch. And then let's look at it. Look at all these strips. I got to throw them away though, because if I don't, I can't do it. I can't do it. Ah! Okay, it's gone. 6 to 8 is active, and 8 to 10 is very active. Well, you're staying active. All right, so that's the opening of the grocery sack. So I'm going to do the same technique what we did earlier, which is to fold that over the edge. So I'm just going to score it. The healthy range is 5K. Really? Well, I do more than that. My doctor for years would say, if you walk 3 miles every day, you will be your ideal weight. And I'm like, dude, I walk 5 miles a day, and I am not my ideal weight. So that is bogus. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I could use those for custard embellishments. That's very true, Naomi. Instead of throwing it away. I know Robin was here for a moment. I don't know if she's working too. Okay. I'm going to get that there. I think that'll look good. All right, so let's glue this one down. I stuck it in the pocket of the bag, so it'll help with placement. Hey, Jennifer! Oh, well, I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for stopping by, Jennifer. You didn't come get your blackberry. It's at the shop. Henry's been trying to watch it, make sure it doesn't die before you come get it. Since he's the one that dug it up and put it in the pot. Okay, I like that. And I'm going to go ahead and glue this on the inside. Done working. Yay! Tomorrow I have to stay home for a little bit in the morning because our air conditioner, they do maintenance on it. It's not a repair, it's a maintenance. It's preventative stuff. So they come out and they wash the outside condensing coils and they change all the filters and they run tests on it to make sure that everything is working in tip-top condition. Okay, so that's this side. That's this side. So I'm going to go ahead and fold this in half. I think it's starting to look pretty good. Pretty good. Let's see how it looks. I'll get the bags and show you how we're doing so far. It's not quite 8 by 8. I think it's 8 by 7 and something when it's folded in half. Yeah, 7.5, and it's 8 1/4 tall. But it's a fun size. Putting on arthritis cream, yeah. I understand that. Yeah, on the outdoor stuff. Yeah, they do the whole thing. All right, so that would flip over. And then we have this page. And then we have this page. And that, I think that worked out good because the orange kind of melts into that, or the yellow. And we have this page. And if we flip over here, let's cheat. Let's go to the back. And we have that page. And then this page, and that's a solid, and there's pockets there. Okay, so now we need this one in the middle. Alrighty, so I think I'm going to open that up like this. And I think that will go there. Do we want this darker one? That's another one of the leaf gel prints, or I could do with this one. I think I like this one because it's a little bit lighter. So I'm going to do that one on this side. So let's trim this again, 1/2 inch. I don't think I got a 1/2 inch. That seems crooked. Let's do that again. I think my paper went crooked. It did. Little strips in the trash you go. All right, so then I want this piece here, and we're going to fold this over. There'll be a little bit of a gap. If I come back this way, there. And if we do the same technique we did earlier, where we tuck that in to the opening of the bag, trying to get that somewhat centered. And then this piece is going to go over here. Let's add some distress inks to the cut piece. And I used up some some digital prints. Oh, you won some junk books. That's what happened. Ah, gotcha. You were going to come today, but you had a doctor's appointment. Gotcha. Well, just let me know. We can meet up. Maybe I'll text you next time I plan to drive into Oklahoma City. All right, I think I'm just going to go ahead and glue this piece down. Like so. Okay. So that gives you writing space on here. And then I can come back and add more embellishments to it. All right, so then this piece, we're going to go here and flip this over and glue it into place. And I hope I did it right side up, the way it's supposed to be. Okay, and then let's glue this piece. Okay. That's looking good, looking good. All right, now I need to figure out what I want to put on this last page. I do have this. This is actually cardstock. So I'm kind of thinking if I cut this to fit on top of the pocket here that we make, that might be good. So I'm going to turn this over and come in just a smidge. And we're going to trim that right about there. And I also need to trim it to be a little bit shorter. So I'm going to do that first. Turn this around. Yeah, you got some points. You collected some points. Yep. You got points that don't mean anything. Until you have enough. All right, let's trim that piece. So then this piece could go on top of that little pocket. What do you think? And then I have this ombre. Is that what should go there? Or I've got this blue. I don't know if I like the ombre or the blue. I think I like the ombre that goes across. Let me see what else I have over here. I have just a piece of cardstock, but I think I may use that to make some journal cards. This was a mixed media paper I made a long time ago. It's cardstock again. I think I like the ombre. Ombre! Yep, just easy. The other one's exclamation point FFA. Thank you, Bonnie. All right, so I'm going to trim this piece to fit. So just cutting off a 1/2 inch. Make sure I get it straight. Okay. And then I will decide how far I want this to go. So I will trim this portion. And I think I can come back with some coffee dyed papers and layer those for some additional writing space. And then we need to make some giant journal cards to fit into our giant pockets. Okay, I like that. Let's put some distressings on this one. I didn't cut the end of the bag again here. We're going to have a pocket there. It's not going to be a very deep pocket. I think that'll work. If we wanted to at a later time, there's enough space here that we could just slit that open and it would make another pocket. So we're going to glue this one down and then glue this piece down. Thank you. They're also from the Sea Breeze set from Calico Collage. I was going through all of my stuff and I saw that I had those 3 pieces and I thought, you know what? I will use these in this journal. Put them to use. Alright, and while I'm at it, let's glue here. I don't know if I did that on the other one. I may have to go back and do that. And there. And then this piece goes in here. Kind of lining that up. We're gonna glue it. Gotta glue it down. Gotta glue it down. This would be a fun project to do with some friends or kids, because they could just slap down the papers if they want. If they want to do some mixed media, you could give them some paint and say, paint these bags. Trying to smooth it out. Smooth it out. So now this pocket has the opening. Oh, I ended up folding that to the wrong spot. So we will fix it. Okay. Open it out. Stick it in. Bye, Naomi. Thanks for coming in. Thank you, Lorraine. All right. So then, both sides of this have been done. So I'm going to fold this over. Give that a good crease. Alrighty. And then, if we go back to our bags and pages, so that would be the first page, and that flips over. And we have a pocket here. Looks like I need to add some glue right here because that is not a pocket. Where's my little paper towel? Here it is. Okay. Wiping up any excess glue. And then we got this page that flips over. I may fold this the opposite direction, but I don't know. Then we've got this page. There's a pocket. We got this page. The text weight pages. We got this page. And then there's a pocket here. And this one is a little snug, but then we've got this pocket here. Don't want that to glue my pocket shut. And then we've got these pages. There's a pocket here. Okay, I did glue that one. And there's a pocket there. And then we flip this over. And that kind of fades into this page. And then this is the back page, which also is a pocket. I like it. All right, so do I want to go ahead and bind it together, and then we'll just spend some time embellishing the rest of the live? How will we do that? I've got a few supplies laid out here. So I'm going to find my little templates and my tools. Oh, Ario is whining. He may need to go outside. I'll be right back. Mm-hmm. Go outside, Ario? Go outside? Okay. I had to go take him outside. If I don't, he'll sit there and bark for a while, and he won't take himself outside. It's like, come on, dog, you can do this. Okay, that's a good size. All right. I don't think I want, if I decorate these, I'll stencil with them in the book, which I rarely ever do. I think that'll work. All right, let's pin these together, clip them together like that. I get them all nested in there. Okay, then I need my little foam pad. I've got a template to use for poking the holes. And I'm going to do a pamphlet stitch. So we'll bind that all the way through all of the bags. It takes a little bit of effort to get it to go through. Got it. All right, last one. Don't poke your fingers. Okay. I need a needle to sew with. There we go. And then we're going to do 3 times the height. So 1, 2, 3. Oh, and these little clippies. Robin gave me some clippies. I don't know if she gave me the littlest ones or the next size up, but thank you, Robin. Because I used them. I used both sides. Sizes. I can't get my words to cooperate today. Alrighty. Got the needle and we got the thread. And we're going to do a pamphlet stitch, and then we'll start decorating. We'll add things, and we can see what we can figure out. Oh yeah, that's my pamphlet stitch template. Go check it out if you need one. It's a PDF you can download. Right. Pull it up through. We'll go through here. All right. These clips are handy. They're so cheap, you know, to get a package of them from our Dollar Tree. They're $1.25. I almost bought some more the other day, and I'm like, no, I don't need more. I have plenty. I did buy some clips in the wrong size by accident. And look at these. Look how little these are. This is what the Dollar Tree size one. And what I wanted was a bigger one. Here's one. What I wanted was this size. And this is what I got. You're not the same. So I went back in and I ordered the correct size for my project that I needed them for. But I would decided to go ahead and keep the little ones because I might use them somewhere. All right, so I went all the way through the front and the back. I'm making sure there's not any slack. So now I'm going to tie this. I don't know, some people call it a square knot, a surgeon's knot. It's basically where you go back and forth a couple of times. And I'll trim this a little bit in case later we want to put some charms on. It's there. Okay. Oh, Hercules' boss was mean. He didn't let anybody win. Oh, I forgot to put the clippies in there. You gotta put everything away, Linda, or you won't be able to find it next time. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. We're getting there. Goes in there. I got my extra bone folder. I'm gonna put it back over here. Okay. And then this would be our closure. So it will go on, because it's like a bra, like that. I don't know if I want to leave this piece of ribbon or not, but that'll be the closure for it. So that looks pretty cool. All right, so I'm going to leave that laying right up here. And we've got a pocket right there that we need to put something in. I found some cards. Where did they go? Where did they go? I say cards. It's card stock that was from Canvas Court brand 7 Gypsies. And I thought these would be a good item to put in a pocket. Okay. So these are 8 by 8 square. I'm going to test both little sides of the pocket here. That one doesn't seem to want to go in. Is there a reason? Oh, I see. So one side, if you're looking, it won't be as deep. So if you want the whole pocket, you've got to bypass that shorter pocket. So I think we could use those. I don't know that I want them sticking out that far from the page. So let's see what that is. Let's if we cut it to this line, that would be a good amount, would it not? Sticking out. You put charms on that ribbon. Okay, that's a good idea. Charms on the ribbon. All right, so I got 3 cards. Since I know we have 3 major pockets, so I'm going to line these up, and I'm going to cut this where that line is. And then let's test this again to see if we like the way that fits. So it would just be barely sticking out. We like that? So now that I've got that, let's add some embellishments or decorations to those. So this one is pretty much just all lined work so that we can write over the whole thing. I could make a journal to go within the journal. Is that something we should do? Let me know if you think I should make a journal to go in the journal. I found in my stash these flowers, and then I found some fussy cut elements that I thought we could use as well. I might do this. So maybe the little dragonfly. Of course, his tail will be sticking out. So let's put him on this side. And then I've got some these are just flowers that are punch out flowers. You can just punch them out of the page. So we got sunflowers, blue flowers, pink flowers, yellow flowers, orange flowers. What else we got here? Purple flowers, blue roses. Those flowers are kind of pretty. Let's see what we can use today. I guess you got 3 sheets of each one. 1, 2, 3. I think I want to use this sunflower image. They're kind of perforated, so you can pop them free. Oh, I didn't even show y'all my nails are just white with some marbling effect on them. Okay, so we got a sunflower, and then we've got a little leaf that we can put with it. So, oh, I guess I did 2 at a time. I didn't know that. Okay, I have extra. So if we put that here, and maybe put something like that. I'm going to add some distress inks to it so it'll pop out a little better. Add distress inks. These have a little bit of glitter on them. Makes them sparkly. I added a little bit to it. A little more dimension. All right, so I'm going to take the glue and put a little dot right there. And then decide how I want this to come out from behind. So maybe something like that. And then we're going to add glue to the whole thing. My friend gave me these. Sally's her name. She was cleaning out her stash and she said, "Would you use these?" I said, "I don't know. We can try." So I've used a few of them, not very many to start with. Then we'll put the dragonfly up here. This was from the my dragonfly journal kit. Dancing dragonflies. I couldn't get the words out. Okay, I like that. Oh, my nose itches. And I had change for no one and believe in who you are. So should it go all the way across or should it go like this, top and bottom? What do you think? Change for no one and believe in who you are. So don't change because someone wants you to change. And maybe we'll put the dragonfly right there. I think that'll work. Okay. I'll put the dragonfly down first. Okay. Put this over here. And undo this. I did find a whole bunch of Canvas Corp brand 7 Gypsies papers. They're mostly those sepia brown neutral tones. And I've got like, what did I see? I have 1, 2, 3, 4 little boxes full of Canvas Corp stuff. Some of it is Tattered Angels, and most of it is the papers and embellishments. So I was thinking about doing something with those in a live stream. Top and bottom. Okay, I did it. I did it, Bonnie. You gonna go take a nap? I want to take a nap. I wasn't wanting to take a nap yesterday, and I stayed awake. Okay, I like it. So then this will go in our pocket. I can get it to go. There we go. So it'll kind of stick out just a little bit. All right, so now we've got a pocket here that we can put something in. And I have this journal card. This is a photograph that I took, and then Norella added the text on top of it. These are in my shop as a digital download. You don't have to be perfect to be amazing. So I thought that would look good there. And I haven't got my rubber stamps out yet. Do we want to? Probably should. Let's get some rubber stamps out. Let's see. Have my sea and beach themed little mermaid. These were some cling stamps I have in here. What else we have? Ocean air and salty hair. Tan lines. That's kind of summery, yeah. What else I got here? I've got some Tim Holtz nauticals. This was like what is that? Tribal ink? That's what I would call that look. Tribal ink. This one's got a seahorse and starfish, kind of a technical looking. Unicorn. This is all say unicorn. I need to put this in a different spot. Let's see what else we have here. I have a big set that I got. This has a seahorse, it looks like, that needs to be moved. Let's see what this, oh, here we go. This is better. There's a lighthouse in there. Let me leave those out too. And then I've got some of the beeline designs. Palm tree. To those who can dream, there is no such place as far away. I think we need to use that today. It's been a long day. Flop on the couch and become a potato. I understand that sometimes. That's what Henry said the other day. I still made him get up. I don't know. I can sit here and play looking around all of these, but I think we're going to start with these. Okay. Let's set this back in here for now. It's just so handy to have my little drawers back there. Kind of lay these out, and let's see what we can do here. Smooth seas, never made for a, what did it say, a skilled sailor. Well, no, you got to have rough seas so you know how to navigate, right? And that's what life is like. We're all like, I want it just to be easier. But you become more proficient in life whenever you have to deal with bad things, right? It's been a long, long day. All right, let's put that over here for now. So, oh, I got flip-flops. Look at that, there's little flip-flops. This will be fun. This was a Hobby Lobby brand. Life is better at the beach. Ocean air and salty hair. Let's peel that one off. And let's get a block. All right, I got a couple of blocks so I can stamp this. Let's get some black ink. I think I'm going to put that right here. Yeah, that works for me. Got to get your rest, right? So you can keep going, going, and going. There it is. I almost lost where I put my stamps. Okay, we got that one. How about tan lines and good times? Getting that off of there. And I thought I could stamp it right here. Yeah, it's not perfect, but I think it looks pretty good. I'm just cleaning off my stamp after I'm done. And then we'll flip this over. Now, do I want to get out a stencil too? Or do stamping first? Let's do stamping first. I've got, it says beach. So I'm going to stamp that right here. That looks cute, I think. And I've got some surfboard and some flip-flops. Let's do the surfboard. We'll put that one over here on the flip out. Maybe right there. I guess I got my edge there. That's okay. We're going to go with it. Go there. Clean this off. Put it away. And let's do the flip-flops and the hat. I think those kind of go together. They do have a coconut. Is that a coconut bra or is that sunglasses? I guess that might be sunglasses. All right, so I'm just going to kind of just lay those together. Let's see how this looks on scrap paper. Oh, that's cute because it says vacay. All right, so let's put that right here. Yeah. I don't know if someone gave me these stamps or if I bought them when they were on sale. I'm sure I would have bought them when they were on sale if I bought them. Because I think I've had them for a really long time. All right, so there is that side. So now we've got a pocket here. So I'm going to stop stamping for a moment. And we've got one of these that I could use for a pocket, but I didn't like this side of the paper. So my thought was to cover it. Do I want to cover the whole thing? Like, for example, I could use a piece of this blue paper and that would be sticking out of there. Or I thought I saw, where'd it go? This is a mop-up paper that I made that has a little bit of yellow to it. And that could be glued on there. So when you flip this over, this is one side, and you can write on it. It's got this pink, not pink, gold iridescent shimmer to it. I also have, this is a mixed media gel print that I made a while back. I could put that down. And I don't know, that's not the right shade. That's not the one I want. Give me the one I want, please. I could just do a book page and then layer that little butterfly piece over the top of it. I don't really see anything in that bundle. I do have this now. Is that what we want, or do I want it this way? If I were to put that and cut it, I think that's what I want. Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. Mop-up paper. We'll do a mop-up paper on the other page. So first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add glue to this card. And I hope I have it going the right direction because I'm thinking that I don't. So I'm going to test something. I think this is the way it goes in. Yes. All right. So I'm going to line it up with this corner. And use the bone folder to smooth it out. And then I'll trim off the excess. So let's trim it. You told me mop-up paper after I changed my mind. That's what happens. Okay. So then this, I'll save the mop-up paper, come back to it in a moment. Would be in this pocket. So it was made at the same time. Make sure that I have the, yeah. This is the full use of the pocket here. So that will stick out just a little bit there. Am I doing that again? No. I thought maybe I did something wrong. We'll test it again. There it goes. It went in. It went in the way it's supposed to. Yeah, before I showed the third choice. That's how it works. That's how it works. All right. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. So then I was thinking about putting this piece on here. Just for pretty, you know. I could cut this smaller or leave it the full sheet. Cut it or leave it. I'll distress this piece. And you can tell me. I'll try to wait long enough. Cut it or leave it. Go ahead and adding distressings. And then we'll go on the back side. I think I already did add, except for one edge. So that will go in there, and this would go, I was thinking at the top. And then maybe I can find a sentiment to put on top of it. I have a whole sheet that came from Calico Collage. She loved herself first. We could put that in the corner. Let's do that. All right, I'm going to cut this one out. If I can see it. I wear different glasses when I do my live stream so that I can read my computer screen. But when I'm crafting without having to live stream, I have a different pair of glasses I wear so I can see. Okay. She loved herself first. Let's go ahead and distress that. Ooh, I could layer this over this cutoff portion of this ombre gel print. What would you think of? Should I put that or this side? There's a scrap I didn't throw away. Okay, I think I'm going to do this one. So let's cut this to fit our little word phrase. I'm going to come over just a smidge. And then we'll add some distressings to that piece. I think I've made up my mind. I'm going to leave it as a whole piece because I'm going to put this word phrase on top. Yeah? All right, let's move this down here for a moment. And let's put this up there. And this is a gel print, so I'm going to use the beacon glue. And this was a book page that I painted with acrylic paint, craft paint, and then I stenciled and stamped on top of that. And that's what gave me this neat look. Put that back up here for now. We'll have giant journaling cards. Giant journaling cards. All right, so I need a little bit of the beacon glue again. And that's going to go here. Okay. Smooth that out. And then we'll lay that down there. So I need something to put on the gel print over here. And I think I saw something we might be able to use. I like it. And then the back side is just this kind of paper. You can still write on top of it, or you could add another piece of paper to it. And that's going to go in this pocket. And for some reason, why don't you want to go? What are you catching on? Oh, I see. There's a little bit of a fold in the paper bag. I think I got past it that time. Okay. So it sticks out just a little bit there. And I thought I saw... Oh, I've got this kind of a lotus flower in extras. And then I saw, here's a piece of orange cardstock that I could put behind there if I make that a tuck spot. And then maybe I can find one more piece of paper. I think I saw, where were those? Here. I don't know if that one's been cut. Let's see if we've got one that's not been cut. Okay, that's been cut. That's the right size. I could put that behind there. And I also have a little mason jar that I could put. I think that makes it a nice little collage. Bye, Lorraine. Thanks for stopping in. All right, so this is a gel print. So I'm going to put glue across here. I think I may do some more of this next week because it's looking like this is a little bit of fun to add all these things, and it would give me some time because I just came up with this last night trying to figure out what I wanted to do today. I could print some more of the Sea Breeze kit and use some of those elements. Okay. So these are going to go in that pocket. So let's add some distress inks to that piece. Uh-oh. Where'd my blending tool? There it is. Okay. So now I know I can't mess with the sound on my computer or my live stream doesn't work. Oh my goodness. All right, so if these cards kind of just give us a little bit more writing space right there. I think that looks good. All right, so I'm not going to put them behind there yet. So let's flip this over to this side. I have another piece of this. I don't know if I want to attach it, or I have this piece. I don't know that it would fit better. I'm looking. It might fit better here on the blues. Or maybe what I do is put that one there. All right, we're going to work on this page for a moment. So we'll glue that down. Yeah, she's been here for a little while. She had a doctor's appointment, so I think you may have stepped away right when she had said, I'm here. Okay. Let's put this one right here. This is also from the Dancing Dragonflies kit. I just thought it kind of went with the Sea Breeze kit a little bit. Yep, on the blue. Okay, good. Thank you, Bonnie. It's a good thing. Now, do I have a large journal card? I thought I did. Here we go. I've got, she needed a hero and she became, so so that's what she became. That's what it says. So that could go right there. Okay. That looks good. And we need to make a journal card for this pocket. We have a spot here. And we've got this one. I kind of like this journal card. I don't know if I want to make it a pocket. You know what? I've got some, what do I want to call it? Transparency film. And if I were to cut it to be the right size, I could put that in the pocket that would sit here, and then you could see the whole card. So let me grab that. What does it say? Now she sees him. She's here. She's here. Okay. Watch parts. Stencils. Uh-oh. Where'd I put it? Clear pockets. Transparency film. There it is. I moved the drawer. Okay. So you're thinking, well, Linda, how are you going to make this work? I'll show you. I'll show you how. See if we put that on there as a page, and then we can make this into a pocket. I mean, put that on the page into a pocket. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this piece, and I want it to be about, what is this? This is a 4-inch card. So if I do 4.5 inches, yeah, 4.5. Let's do 4.5. And then I don't want it to be the full, so let me measure that. So let's cut off 1.5 inches and make it 7 inches. Okay. All right, so now I've got this transparent piece that's going to go over that. But what I need to do is make a border out of paper so I can glue it into the journal. So let me look here to see what I want to use. Oh, here we go. I think if I cut this into some 1-inch strips, yeah, that might be just enough. This was also part of my gel print. When I clean up the edges, I would print it on another piece of paper. All right, so now that I've got that, here is what I do. I'm going to take this piece and fold it in half. Hot dog style, as they say. If I was smart, I would have scored it, but we don't always do what's smart. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is put a little bit of the beacon glue right here. And then I'm going to lay the transparency film on that beacon glue. Make sure I go right to the edge. Clean it off my fingers. Okay. And then I'm going to trim it. Okay, so that's one side. We're going to wait for it to dry. And then I'm going to take this piece and go on this side and do the same thing again. Oh, wrong glue. Need this glue. So I'll make sure that I'm gluing them all on the same section, in a sense, or the same side. Okay, and smear that glue around. Make sure it doesn't move. Okay, then I'm going to trim this one off. So see how it's starting to make a little frame? We got two more to do. Hey, Amanda Dawn, welcome. He's not going to act right. Are you kidding? All right, I'm going to fold this strip lengthwise. Okay. And then I think I want to do from this way to this way. So we'll glue, not that glue, this glue. Get the glue open. I want it to go a little past. Okay. Trim this a little. Not as straight. Okay. And line this up right here. Wipe away. Whoops. Don't move the whole thing. Just wipe away the excess. Okay. And then I'm going to trim this one off. And we got one more to do. One more. Okay. So now look at this. I just noticed that this one wasn't cut very straight, so let's do that. Okay. Now I want this way. I'm trying to match up the ombre as best I can. Okay. So then we need to glue here. Okay. Put that up there for a moment. And then line this up. Okay. Trim it off like so. There's our frame. So I need to decide which is going to be the top and which is going to be the bottom. I think this is going to be my top. So I'm going to glue this edge over. Okay, right here. Fold this edge over. So that finishes the transparency film. You could also use, sheet protectors or pieces you get out of an envelope, so you don't have to use transparency film. I'm going to cut this at an angle here, and I'm going to do the same thing here. Okay, then I'm going to cut this at the bottom at an angle right there and right there, and then fold these to the inside like that, and then we glue that down. Was that complicated? Probably. See how that looks on the page now? And then when we put this behind it, when you put that in the pocket, see, I'm sometimes clever. Sometimes. All right, I'm going to get the beacon glue again and glue that down. All right, I'm going to put glue on the gel print. I thought this would be a great way to use up some of these gel prints that I've been hoarding for a while and couldn't decide what to do with them. And I thought, well, maybe if I pull them all out, I can see if they match with what I'm working on in this little paper bag journal. All right, so I'm kind of put that in the middle and press that down. I like it. Put an acrylic block on it. I guess I thought I got another one out, but now I don't see it. Ah, there it is. I got a bigger block. Use the bigger block. I may do it this way. All right, let that set up for a moment. Get rid of the trash on the table. There we go. I like it. It's going to take a little bit to dry, but in theory, that would just fit right inside there. And we have the ability to put a taller card in there. I haven't used this one yet, and I could trim it to make it smaller to fit. Or maybe what I'll do instead is I saw some orange cardstock here earlier. I don't know if I want to do that. Maybe this one. If I made a journal card out of that to fit in this pocket. I don't like the back, so I'll find a card to put on the back side, or some copy paper, or some coffee dyed paper. Let me look up here. I see. No, not that. No, that's not gonna work. Does this one work? No, that one's got a cut mark on it. I have. Is this too wide? Oh, that's too wide. But I could trim it. It wouldn't be as tall though. I think I want a taller one. I do have some more of this copy paper that I could glue on the back side, and you can kind of see the pattern from the other side. That might work. Okay, slide over here, my dear. Let's measure. So the pocket is roughly 7 inches. The page within the pocket. So if I cut a 7, let's do 6 3/4 by 6 3/4. That way it fits within my pocket. I don't have to worry about trying to fight it to get it in there. So I'm going to go ahead and cut the cardstock portion of this to be 6 3/4 and 6 3/4. Put that aside for a moment. So in theory, this should fit in this pocket and give us a nice, pretty little place that we can write. So I'm going to take that piece and glue it on the back side of this card. Well, do y'all like what I've done today so far? You want me to continue next week with this project, or do you want me to share some of the Canvas Corp brand stuff? I'm thinking of finishing this one, and then the following week I can get out all my Canvas Corp brand supplies and see what I can make with those. Okay. Get my bone folder. And this was paper I made a long time ago. All right, let's trim this down. Line it up, line it up. Okay. Might as well finish what I started. Well, thank you, Robin. I think I will. Oh, dear. Should I round the corners or leave them sharp? I'll set these over here for now. Trash. Trash. Pardon me. I am going to try to get this to lay a little flatter. Okay. You like all the pretty colors in this one? Well, thank you. I just thought it would be perfect for thinking of summer, because summer is right around the corner, and in theory, you should have your journal made before you start summer. So I thought, well, I can do that. I've got all these supplies. Sharp. Okay, I'll leave them sharp. Leave them sharp. Now, what do I have that I can put on top of this? I know that this is kind of pink, but I could make that an orange color. Oh, I may have something in here. This was something I made a while back. I may use that in a different spot. What else do I have in here? Oh, I thought I had some more stamped images. I got that red, kind of a pinky red. Oh, look at this. Here we go. Maybe what we need is that, and I can get a piece of coffee dyed paper. And do we want to make maybe down the side like this? We could do that. I don't know. I was trying to decide. I think I'm going to leave it without. I thought maybe we would need it to have more writing space on this side, but I think that'll work. And I'm using some of the things I have. I thought I had one of these already colored that I could use on there. Do you want me to paint this or use the one I already have? Paint or use? Let me know. I'm trying to see what else I have here. These are all little color swatches I made. I see one with a bunch of oranges. Oh, that one's kind of neat with the different layers. I might use that in a different pocket. I think that looks kind of cool. All right, put that away, my friend. Junkie Joe hates you today. He wiped you out again. Junkie Joe don't play no more. I think those aren't orange, but I've got some in blue. I might save that for another page with that blue, and I've got one like this, so I'll save those. We'll get them out. That's what I love about this craft. I can get everything out and make a huge mess and use it or not use it. I vote paint. Okay. All right, all right, all right. Let's see what I got here. Open the door. Okay. Here's my paints. Get my water. All right, so we're going to need the yellows, orangey, and this brown. And then I'll go in here. Move these up out of the way. So the oranges are down here. I am wetting my watercolors with water. If you're wondering what I'm doing, this is just H2O. While that's soaking for just a moment, I am going to add some distressings to this piece in case I'm going to use it somewhere else. Because I think it looks good. And this was just playing around with watercolors, seeing how they blend to each other. And then this was doing a swatch. So I thought that would be a pretty journal card to put in. And it's thick. It's watercolor paper. Oh, yeah. All right, I was trying to see what else I had here. Well, I'm trying to find my little watercolor bucket. I don't see it at the moment, so I may have to use something else. I guess oh, there it is. I found it. I found it. Okay. This is what I put clean water in to rinse my brush out. So I have it. Then I've got a little paper towel here. So now what I'm going to do, see if I'm in camera shot, is I need some yellow. So I'm going to pick up this little bit darker yellow here. And I'm going to color some of these petals with the yellow. Okay, I'm going to wipe off my brush. And now I want an orange, so I'm going to go down here and pick 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, that's orange. Mix that. And I'm going to kind of go on the other side and around where I didn't color the whole thing. And apparently I dripped water everywhere, so we may fussy cut that out. All right, clean that off. The center portion and around here is supposed to be brown. So let's grab vintage brown maybe, or do I want to go raw umber? Let's start with raw umber first. So I'll put a little brown in here. And then I'm going to kind of add some color right here. And then swipe that. Okay, clean my brush off. Let's go with a darker brown. And clean my tip off. And I'm just going to kind of put some little dots. Now if it gets too thick, I can just mop it up. Okay. Let's clean my brush off. All right, I'm going to use my heat tool to dry this real fast. But what do you think? Just quickly watercolor. Julie's back already? Wow. All right, I'm going to watercolor this, and then we're going to call it quits for today. And next week, we'll pick up where I left off. And we'll finish this paper bag journal now that I have a little bit more of an idea what I'm doing. I'll get some supplies to make some embellishments to go in the pockets and on the pages. It's almost dry. Okay. Pardon me. Move this to the side and close the water bucket. Need the glue. Set that up there for now. Oh, there's my scissors. All right, so I was just going to trim this. And then I can place that onto this card. I think I'm going to put it at the top. That's what I'm thinking. Center. So it looks like it's going off the edge. Now I could possibly make it like a tab, but it may be too tall. So we'll test fit it here. Just a moment. Do you like what I've shared today? Is it giving you some ideas? Look at your stash that you already have. Hey, if you haven't already, hit like on this video. Share it with your friends. After this video is over, leave me a comment. Tell me what you liked about today's live stream. And if you haven't joined the raffle, please do so. All right, so my thought was, if this was in here, we could put this where it sticks over the edge, or this way. So I think we're going to go with it on the page. On the page, off the page. I'm going to add some distress inks. Y'all enter the raffle. I'm going to pick a winner, and then we're going to get off here. Henry should be home soon if he isn't already, so we can eat some dinner together. I think on the page. Okay, Julie. I hope you like it. I think on the page is what I'm going to go with. So this guy is going to go in here. So it frames that. I know it flashes out. And then this is going to go on top. So that gives you some writing space if you want below. And then we have the back that you can write on. Okay. I think that looks good. Smooth it out, smooth it out. All right, and then that's going to go behind the journal card. It's going to go, there it goes. It's going to go behind. Drop the scissors. Not a good idea. Okay, so there's the front cover. We haven't added any embellishments to it, but there's the front. And then we have a journal card that I made for that first pocket. And then here I used another one of my journal cards I already had made. Stuck that there. I did some stamping. So I stamped on a couple of the pages. I may come back with a stencil and stencil on the pages too. This was from the Dancing Dragonflies, and these were just some cards I had that I thought it would look good with some layers like that. And then this was a journal card we made out of Canvas Corp brands, and I covered it with a gel print. And this was a mixed media page that I made out of a book page. And then here we did this pocket with the two cards. I haven't done any of these yet, but I did add a tuck spot also from the Dancing Dragonfly. So I have a few. I need to make a card for this one, and I need to make cards to go in the pockets there. So we've got a little bit to do yet. I did not draw. It was a rubber stamp. This is a different one. I had this rubber stamp that I've had for a long time, and before one of my cruises, I stamped it on some watercolor paper. Let's pick a winner. All right, the winner of 200 junk bucks is Amanda Dawn. All right, let's go to currency. Amanda, search, Amanda Dawn. Oh, you've got a few. I don't know if this is the right one, so we're just going to add it. Congratulations. All right. What else? That's it, I think. Let's get off here. But I want to thank y'all for coming and hanging out with me. All of a sudden, now I'm getting a frog in my throat, so I guess I need some allergy medicine. I hope you liked what I shared today so far for this journal. That it gives you some inspiration maybe of saving a paper sack and adding some pretties to it. You're very welcome. And I don't know, just having fun with your supplies that you have. You know, look at what you've got, see what you can do with it. I'm mixing all kinds of stuff here today with my gel prints and digital prints. So there's lots of options to choose from. You don't have to use exactly what I use. I use some copy paper that I had in my stash that I've had for a long, long time. And then the digital images. So I'm going to grab a few more things and get it ready for next week. But I think this is going to be a fun journal. And here's going to be the start of the closure. It's called a bra something. Bra, I got it laid here. I lost a piece of paper. It's called a book bra. It was something that 7 Gypsies sold. I think that'll be, and Robin said to put some charms on that, so I could do that. I'll look and see what I've got. It's big. It's a good size. So it is 8 by, it's 7.5 by 8.25. So that's pretty good size, which gives you a little bit more collage room, but yet it's not a giant book. I don't know. Thank you so much for being here. I hope that you're inspired to do something creative this next week. I'd love for you to share it on social media so we can check it out. And thank you for taking the time just to hang out with me. I greatly appreciate your support, especially at the beginning when I didn't have sound. Oh my gosh, this computer is killing me. What else? Hey, do something kind for somebody else. You never know what's going on in their world, what's happening in their life. And if you just share some kindness, open the door, say hello, smile at somebody, offer to help them, whatever it may be. I hope that you'll just reach out to them and give them some words of encouragement. All right. Y'all, yes, you could. Exactly. You can. It's just elastic. And then the strap from the hook and eye. All right, everybody. Have an amazing week. Thank you so much for being here. Lots of love to everybody. Bye, everybody.